Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and get started and welcome people in as they join us. I want to thank you all for being here with us today for the Canine Condo tour for this year's Unleash Your Love campaign. My name is Mariah Perez, and I am the Fund Development Assistant here at Summit. Unleash Your Love is our largest fundraiser of the year, and it runs from May 1st through May 31st. You can learn more about the campaign, making donations, and registering for the rest of this month's wonderful events at our website, which I have gone ahead and linked in the chat. You can also purchase a limited edition Unleash Your Love shirt, which was designed by one of our very own clients, Chris Snapper, through his store, Snappy Clothing, which is also linked in the chat. Tonight's event is made possible by our wonderful sponsors, including our gold level sponsors, Providence Health Plan and Levitt United companies, our silver sponsors, Heritage Bank and Sam's Cats and Dogs, and our bronze sponsors, Permobile Foundation and Heirloom Kitchen. We're so grateful to our sponsors for their support, which helps make events like this possible and allows us to continue to create life-changing partnerships between people and dogs. We'll have time at the end of the event for some questions. So if you have any that pop into your head throughout the event, please go ahead and put them in the chat so that we don't miss them. I'm going to ask that everyone remains on mute and keeps their cameras off throughout the event so that we can make sure that everyone can hear and see our wonderful speakers. And I'm going to go ahead and get things handed on over to our speakers for tonight, which are Summit's founder and executive director, Sue Meinzinger, and our facilities program manager, Mark Bunje. So we can go ahead and get started.
All right. Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for zooming in tonight. It's been a gorgeous day here on Whidbey Island, and Mark and I are very excited to share a tour of the condo and to provide a construction update. So I think a lot of you watching already know that we were a little bit stalled last year on construction due to some escalating construction costs during the pandemic. And so progress was a little bit slow, but thanks to two wonderful donations here early in the spring, we have the money that we need to complete this building up until occupancy. And we just couldn't be more thrilled than to be forging ahead with finishing the construction of this building. So it has been, my personal dream for many, many years to have a training campus for Summit, a permanent home. And, I'm just over the moon to have such a beautiful building, but I also know what it will do for our organization and the clients that we serve. So currently we house all our dogs with volunteer foster homes or with staff who are training the dogs. And these people are incredibly dedicated and we are so thankful for them. But, especially for like our training staff to be living with 3 to 4 dogs at a time in advanced training, it gets very challenging for them. And it also gets very challenging to hire new staff as trainers. And so what this building will do is provide temporary housing for many of our dogs. It may be whelping puppies, raising, litters to a certain age here. The dogs that are in advanced training will be residing in the kennels that you'll see when we go in. We also, during our prison program, we have dogs that come out on breaks for 3 weeks. And sometimes we're very challenged to find enough foster homes to take those dogs. And so they will also be able to come here and our trainers will be able to assess them in, greater detail and so on to see if they are promising to move on as service dog candidates. So the building will really be the home for just dogs of any stage of training. And what that does is allow us to bring in so many more dogs into our program. So the capacity of this building is up to 50 dogs. We don't expect to, fill that next year, but we will grow into the building. And it will just allow us to make so many more service dog placements, as well as have a permanent home where people can come and see the work that we're doing. So just very excited. And I'm going to turn it over to Mark to talk just a little bit about some of the details of the building and what it took to get to this spot.
Well, thank you, Sue. It gives me great pleasure to be able to give this tour of a building that I've been working on for quite a few years. But it actually goes back much further than that. We bought these 17 beautiful acres on North Whidbey Island in 2014. And we are standing on the northern 12-acre parcel of that property. When we bought this land, it had nothing on it but some few trees that were left over from logging, and we had to develop everything. We put in a road, access from the road, power. We had to put in our own well. We have a 60,000-gallon water storage tank on site, a fire hydrant that we have made available to the local fire department. If there's no public water out here at this end of Whidbey, so this is a source of water that they can use if there's a neighbor's house is on fire. So part of the things that we have, we're at the north end of the building, and this is the service end of the building. The actual entrance will be further down this side, the east side of the building, past the generator, which is another added infrastructure portion of this campus. This generator, every so often we get power outages here on Whidbey, and sometimes they can last for days. This generator will keep us running, all of our operations running without any interruption at all. So let's work our way over to the service end of the building. The concrete block area there that you see is a washdown area. That's where we can take crates and other things that are really soiled and pressure wash them outside. Everything goes into a grate, and it really keeps, you can do it in the rain, the snow. You can do it all year long. The double doors next to it is receiving. That's where we can take pallet loads of food or other products that come to us by truck and load them into the building. So let's come into the hallway here. The first room here on my left is the Canine Cantina, which was funded by the Employees Community Fund of Boeing. What this group did was they provided the funding for all of our commercial food prep equipment. That includes refrigerator, freezer, 3-compartment sink, commercial dishwasher, stainless steel countertops, and shelving. So it was fantastic to get that funding early on, and we already have the equipment. Right now, this is a lot of construction equipment being stored in different rooms. Let's walk down further the hallway here, and we'll go to the laundry room. Very exciting place. This is our laundry room. It's quite a good sized room compared to what many facilities have, but that's something that Sue and I noticed when we toured many of the other animal care facilities, was a huge bottleneck in dealing with laundry. Here we will have a commercial washer extractor machine and up to 4 commercial gas dryers. And we figured that should take care of all of our laundry needs. We'll have a counter here on one side with a sink, more storage shelves. You can't have enough storage. So that's the laundry room. I'm now going to walk through the laundry pass-through, like the old-fashioned laundry chutes, where we will go into Grady's grooming parlor. This is the grooming room that we use for bathing the dogs and taking care of them. And against this wall, I'll move over here, we will have 2 peninsula style bathing tubs here, one on each side of this opening. And the staff can work on both sides in order to bathe the dog, so you have to turn the dog around. This opening is actually going to be a pass-through laundry chute with a big laundry basket on the other side and cabinets where nice, clean, dry towels are ready to be used to dry off the dog. We'll have another cabinet over here with sink, a refrigerator that will take care of vetting needs, examination tables, and so on. So let's, what I want to show here is, we'll first just do a quick little peek over here. This is the rendering of the campus. So when we talk about, the whole campus development, this is the Canine Condo. This was done a conceptual image very early on. And of course, our building looks different than this. This will be the training administration, and eventually will be over here a client housing. So long-term, this is just the first building of a few. I'd like to show now a floor plan of the building to show some of the spaces that we won't be walking through today. We came in this door over here and we showed you the food prep area, receiving, where the double doors come in, where we can take pallet loads of things. There is a stairway that does go up to the second floor, which is just for storage and mechanical systems. Our laundry room here, and here is the grooming. We have kennels are all the way around the perimeter of the building. And on the west side here, utility room, and here's the washdown area. This over here is the main entrance. Here it's shown with the double doors, a staff information center that we'll show. And these are observation kennels here at the outside edge, which I'll also show you a little bit later. Okay, well, let's go take a look at one of the kennels. And we'll follow Sue over there.
All righty. Well, this is my favorite room of the whole building. This complete room that I'm in right now is what we call the whelping room or puppy nursery. But we have a unique feature in this building. And basically, where you see this structure up here, we will be able to put in divider walls between all the kennels along this side of the building and on the other side, to where we can have a large space, like when we have a litter of puppies that need more space, or we have a mother who is whelping, we can actually put, a human bed in here so that somebody can stay with the mother. And we'll show you the whelping area in just a little bit. But basically where I'm standing, if you envision a divider here, this is the standard kennel size. We have a couple of really easy care dogs in residence right now, enjoying the bed, and each kennel goes out these doors, which let a lot of daylight in, into an outside patio area, and then eventually that will go into a large play yard. So basically staff can come into the kennels in the morning, open the doors, let the dogs out on their patio, and then during the day we can have small groups of dogs playing in the yard. So very easy access for staff to let dogs out, and this will be a really comfortable room for the dogs. It will be, unlike a lot of kennels, it's not chain link. This will all be covered in a very durable surface below and have beautiful, friendly colors and so on. So it's very much designed to be sort of like a room in somebody's house, since most of our dogs will reside here for a few months when they're in advanced training, and we want to really lower the kennel stress for them. So that's why we call these suites and not kennels, and it's the Canine Condo, not a kennel building. So I'm gonna have Lynn pan over here a little bit. So this is what the whelping area would look like conceivably. So these are the whelping boxes that we use for puppies. And that would be set up in this room when we are expecting a litter. And again, there would be like a human-sized bed, so somebody can be here with the mother if we do have newborn puppies here. And again, we have a very easy to care for family residing in the whelping box right now. But this is our real mother and the puppies, Hummels. So just trying to give you a little visual of what this might look like. I know it's sort of rough and under construction, but oh, and then these yes, these whelping kennels also have windows. So this upper area will be window, and the bottom area is also a window. So if we have like young puppies between 6 and 12 weeks in these kennels, we want them actually to be able to see out and see things that are going on around the building. And so this gives them the opportunity to see people coming by and provide less of an isolating feel for the young pups that can't see out the doors. So we will also have covers in case we need that to put over those windows, but lots of glass in the building, lots of visibility into every room. And so yeah, excited about getting real dogs in here.
All right.
Turn it over to Mark again.
Okay. Well, here we are back in the hallway, and this will be a drinking fountain here with a water bottle fill station built into it. And this is one of 2 restrooms that we have, wall-hung toilet, fully accessible. And the whole building is designed to be ADA accessible for people that utilize wheelchairs. All of our light switches, outlets, everything is designed that it is keeping in mind that we may have staff, we may have visitors that are utilizing wheelchairs. And so we designed the whole building, other than the loft upstairs, which is a service area, to be accessible. The hallways are 5 feet wide. All the doors are 3 feet wide, so people can move around readily. So around the corner from here is the Staff Information Center. A lot of construction supplies being stored here. But here's a rendering of what that space will look like if you were to come in the main entrance and come right over to it. So up here, there are monitors that will show the dogs in kennels or any other information that needs to be relayed electronically, dry erase boards, bulletin boards, etc., and a counter here for staff to work and do data entry and so on. So on the back wall here, these are the observation kennels. What looks like doorways right now are actually just the bottom section has been framed in. Those will be windows. We need access while we're still building it. And this wall goes from the floor all the way up to the roof, is sealed, airtight, so that if we bring in dogs that are perhaps new to Summit, they may have some kind of contagion that we want to isolate to make sure, kennel cough or so on. The air system in here, access to it is completely separate from this building. So we can see the dogs from the window. We can go through the observation portal in the corner of the building and get access to them. So let's head back to Grady's grooming parlor, and we can take some questions. And okay, all right.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat so that we can get those answered. But I'll just start off and ask, what features of the condo are the 2 of you most excited about?
A good question. I think one of the features that I'm most excited about is the kennel spaces themselves, or the suites, especially with this opportunity to have the divider and be able to have a larger space when we need it, or a smaller space. It's not something that I've seen really in any other dog, building, and I envision it working really great. So I'm excited to really see that part in operation.
Hands down, the mechanical system is my favorite part of this building. You have to look up to see all the duct work, and so on. But you'll see in some of the rooms that we've shown or walked by these black hoses hanging down. This building is designed to change the air in the kennels up to 12 times an hour, which is incredible. Very few buildings have that kind of air exchange, and we're bringing in fresh air as we exit the air from inside the building. It's pre-warming or cooling the air that's coming in from outside. So the energy recovery system, I could talk all day about the mechanical system. So that's what I'm most excited.
That's the most expensive too.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm excited.
Amazing. We have a couple of questions about anticipated timeline for completion.
All right. So, well, I'll let you speak to that.
The anticipated date will be early January, February of next year is when we're hoping to get our certificate of occupancy. And that's when we can officially start using the building.
Wonderful. And once the building is finished and running, will there be any on-campus volunteer opportunities at the condo?
For sure. Yeah, that's the other part that I'm very excited about. We have so many people that would like to help, especially with the dogs. And so we'll definitely, be looking for volunteers to help with the chores, the kennel cleaning, the feeding of the dogs and so on, but also the socializing of the dogs. We're envisioning, being able to take like group field trips out of here with dogs that are in residence, and be able to do trips to town with volunteers. Things like stuffing Kongs for the dogs or cutting up treats. There's just grooming, the grooming room here will be fabulous for being able to care for our dogs that way. So we have volunteers that, love to come and bathe dogs or brush out dogs. And so it will really expand our ability to use volunteers a lot. So excited about that.
Yeah, and we have a question here. Will there be accommodations for staff or volunteers to spend the night if needed?
Yes. Not really in this building, but we have the cottage on the property where we can have staff or volunteers. We will have staff or volunteers if we have female dogs with litters in the building, or we have very young puppies. So there is a bathroom, there will be a temporary bed and so on for somebody to spend the night here. So, but we don't have like a standard sort of guest accommodation here. That's planned for later on in the client lodging.
Awesome. Are there any more items still needed that people could donate to help with this project?
Oh my. Yeah, yes. Lots of things can be donated. I can think of lots of building things, but maybe there's other things that.
Yeah. As we ramp up to actually, put dogs in the building, we will have lots of opportunities to like donate Curenda dog beds, dog equipment, dog water bowls, all the types of grooming supplies, things like that, the things that will help us sort of fill the building with those accessories that we need. And also outside we have, the play yards. And so we'll have equipment out in the play yards, novel objects for the dogs to encounter, while they're out there playing. So lots of those types of opportunities for those donations. And then, the other thing that we will be continuing to raise money for is all the play yards and the structure that goes, down in the play yards, the fencing, the patios outside, and so on. So yeah, our the fundraising will continue to go on. Plus, we will be starting to also, start thinking about the next building on campus. So.
Yeah, and with thinking about those future buildings, are there any plans or timeline on when groundbreaking on those might occur?
Not at this time, just because, our focus has been so much on on the Canine Condo. This is really the most critical building of the whole campus, because having a place to house the dogs is what will really accelerate our ability to place dogs with our clients. So we want to get this really completely finished, and while we are in this building, we probably will keep some like kennel spaces open for office space and things like that, since we won't have initially 48 dogs or 50 dogs in the building. We'll have some spaces where trainers can work and where people can work. But yeah, the eventual goal is, the second building will be the training building, which will be just a large, pretty much open space with a classroom. And I think once we get this complete, we will start, looking at what the rest of the site will entail.
And we'll have to go through the whole permitting master use permit all over again, and of course the design and permitting for the building. So quite a bit of lead time before we start on another building.
Awesome. What are the fire suppression system going to look like?
Very good question. Yay. This building is fully fire sprinklered. Our water system can easily produce the pressure and volume in the pump house to do the sprinklers. All of our buildings on this campus will have fire sprinklers. It's just something that both Sue and I believe in, whether it's required to or not. This building will also have a fire alarm system that works with the sprinkler system, and so yeah, it'll be full NFPA 13 and 72 systems for those who want to know.
Says the retired fire chief.
Of course.
Safety, we love to see it. Is the building going to be soundproof to insulate the dogs from the jet noises?
Yes, actually it is. That is a requirement we are in I forget what noise zone, it's been a few years, but the construction of the building has to attenuate the jet noise basically by 30 decibels. And that's pretty much done with normal wall insulation, etc. We are going with beyond that a little bit. We're using rock wool insulation in addition to foam in our walls, so it'll be either further dampened, and that works both ways. It helps attenuate the sound in the building too.
Awesome. And are there any naming opportunities within the condo?
Yes, there are. So, well, we're standing in Grady's grooming room. So this is one of the rooms that has been named. We have a few of the kennel suites named, but there's many more opportunities for naming, some major features of the building or the play yards. We have, a whelping room that still could require a name. But I also want to just turn your attention to some other opportunities for recognition within the building. And so we have, various different memorial type or honorary type plaques that we plan to place throughout the building and the property. So these bricks here will first go in our picnic area, but eventually probably, create like a patio area. We have, this is Eddie, my co-founder. So she got a very nice plaque that will hang in the building. The plaque that says Schooner over there is something that we would put like along our trails, our walking trails throughout the property. And then these colorful paw prints here are memorial plaques that will actually make tracks all through the building walls. So when you're going down the hallway, these will be paw prints that will be, along the wall, making trails of paw prints. And so we have lots of, opportunities there if you want to have a memorial for your pet or for, a person or just in honor of somebody.
Awesome. And will supporters be able to visit and tour the condo in person once it's been finished?
For sure. I think I'm the most excited about that, really. And next year just happens to be the 25th anniversary of Summit, and so I see a big event happening at the condo when it opens, both to for celebration of the condo, but also for the quarter century mark. So definitely, and people are welcome to come visit the condo at any time. Also, I mean, by appointment. Don't just show up, but Mark or I or one of our staff are happy to tour you through the complete building. So if you have interest in doing that, want to visit Whidbey, please come see us. I
Yes,
love showing
and if
it.
anyone would really like in-depth technical tour, minimum of 2-hour commitment required on your part, I would be more than glad to do that. So just contact me and we can set that up.
Awesome. Do we have any more questions from our audience? Anything else anyone would like to know about this amazing condo? Okay, it's not looking like we're getting any more chats coming through. Is there anything else that either of you would like to say about the condo?
Just thanks for tuning in today, and we're just excited about the project and love to share it. So thank you.
I would love to share much more, but I promised I would keep my part short. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate it.